Good morning and welcome back to We Speak Farm Saturday, being brought to you this morning by Van Wall Equipment. And as promised, we've got Brian Hoops on the telephone with us. And Brian, we appreciate you joining us here this morning.
Hey, it's great to talk with you any time of the day, whether it's morning or afternoon, Dwayne.
Well, we love you on the big show as well throughout the week, Brian. You know, it's been kind of a crazy week. We started the week with a WOWS report and had an E15 vote with the U.S. House of Representatives. But I think what really took the headlines on Thursday and Friday was a summit in China. And I guess kind of look back on the grains, if you would, and kind of your take on what all happened this past week.
Yeah, we knew it would be a busy week for this week for the grains because we had crop progress on Monday, which turned out to be very eventful, actually. Sometimes they don't tell us a lot, but for the wheat market, it was very eventful. Of course, we had CPI, PPI, NOPA crush this week, crop production, supply and demand numbers, and, of course, the big meeting with China. And the market had built a lot of premium going into that meeting between President Trump, President Xi, hoping that there would be some sort of an announcement that China would buy maybe U.S. corn, soybeans, sorghum, DDGs, or some other commodities. And many times when we get into a meeting with China, when they come to visit the U.S. and they go to Des Moines, they almost always make some sort of a purchase announcement. Maybe it's more ceremonial than anything, but the market's really disappointed that President Trump came away from this meeting without anything to speak of. So disappointment, and since that meeting, corn dropped about 30 cents, beans were down nearly 60 cents, wheat lost 55, because we put a lot of premium in because of that. And in fact, this spring we've done nothing but add premium into the marketplace because of concerns about the growing season, concerns about the war and higher energy prices. And then we had this meeting with China, gave, I think, producers real opportunities. You had December corn over $5. You had November beans over 12. There's some opportunities there, and now the market feels like it's in the process of removing a lot of the premium built into this China meeting, removing some of the premium because of the weather, as now the weather is starting to improve. We're again going to have crop progress numbers on Monday show us over 2/3 of the corn and soybean crops planted, and emergence off to a pretty good pace as well.
Okay, well, very good. Great insight there. Hey, I wanted to talk to you about the livestock trade. We saw some nice run-ups in the cash cattle trade this week in the north, in Iowa, Nebraska, in the upwards of about $15 compared to a week ago, and southern trade in the cash market looks to be about $3 to $4 higher.
Oh, yeah, it's a red-hot market compared to a week ago, or even compared to 2 weeks ago. It's a sharply higher market. And the cash is really leading here. The futures are heavily discounted to the cash. It's a little bit of a concern when you see the cash at $265 in the Southern Plains, and you have June futures around $254. That's a sizable discount, and usually we have to do something to narrow that spread between the cash and the futures, and either cash comes down or the futures move higher. Now, June is the lead month, and as we go into June, the month of June, we'll see it go into delivery period, and that's when that disparity really becomes noticeable, and they'll really narrow things up. But right now, I think the June futures and the August, even discounted more than that, is telling us it expects supplies to be larger and cash trade to start to come down after Memorial Day. I think that's the key. Is we're going to probably cut our kills in the next couple of weeks. Packers will, trying to prop up box beef markets. And they need to have some inventory for Memorial Day. And then after that, I think they may just go hand them out. And we do expect supplies to go a little bit larger. A week from Friday, the 22nd, will be a cattle on feed report. And I'm looking for on-feed numbers to be the highest in 3 years, 2% larger than last year. Placements to be 8% larger than a year ago. And that will be the first time we've had placements in the month of April above the March number in history. We've never seen that happen before. So starting to see, I don't think a major herd expansion, but at least maybe some ideas that we're starting to see placements increase, numbers starting to increase relative to where we were a year ago.
Okay, well, very good. Brian, how can our listeners reach you down at Midwest Market Solutions?
We have our website where you can find a list of all of our offices that is midwestmarketsolutions.com. You can call me directly, 417-501-5132.
All right, very good. Hey, Brian, as always, we appreciate your time here today.
Always good to talk with you, Dwayne. Hope you have a great weekend.